age of 5, Emma Yang was learning to play piano. She's the winner of international competitions and has performed in New York's Carnegie Hall twice. By 8, she was playing cello. But this young teen, born in Hong Kong, where she lived for 10 years, has more than just musical talent.
I love to code. I began coding when I was 6 years old, when my dad introduced me to a programming tool called Scratch, where you can drag and drop different blocks of code to make a program. I was amazed at the extraordinary range of things you could create with code. It didn't matter whether it was a game, a tool, or any other application, whether it was simple or complex. It was my own personal creation that was special and unique and that I could share with the rest of the world.
Emma decided to use her coding skills to help her grandmother, who suffers from Alzheimer's disease and still lives in Hong Kong.
My grandmother essentially really raised me, especially because, my parents were working during the day, so after school she would pick me up and she would look after me while I did my homework, and I watched TV and we would talk together. And so, we were actually really close while I was growing up, especially because, I actually spent most of my time with her outside of school and with my parents. And so, over time, the disease kind of took a greater impact on her. It became really clear to me that, something was up. We've tried to cope by setting up visual aids around the house. She has a whiteboard that her caregiver updates regularly that has the date, her home address, appointments that are coming up, and my dad's phone number. She also has an iPad that she uses to look at photos of my parents and me regularly to help remind her of us. She uses these often but still gets confused and needs constant reminders. As a family member of an Alzheimer's patient, it's hard to feel in control of the situation. Coding is a place that I have complete control over what's going on. So I developed Timeless.
While Emma had some experience with app programming, she knew she needed expert advice, especially in using artificial intelligence to power her app.
Take a look and see and try to do some proactive debugging.
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah.
After a long search, Emma found Cole Callista, the chief technology officer for a new startup called Kairos. The company was using AI technology, so Emma wrote him an email.
Hi Cole, how are you? My name is Emma Yang. I'm a 12-year-old student in New York. I found your email on GitHub. Hope you don't mind. My passion is to use computer science to improve people's lives. I'm currently working on an iOS app to help Alzheimer's patients' daily life. It'll be greatly appreciated if you could help me. Best, Emma. What Emma was looking for was, first of all, just an access to a developer account that she could experiment with and try out our service for free when she's integrating facial recognition into her app. But she also asked for help, whether some help with coding, although she did almost all the coding by herself. But when she ran into problems, we had some engineers available for her to ask questions, to bounce ideas off of. I gave her some architecture advice for how she could structure the back end of her application, not just what's in the App Store, but the whole back end engine that powers it. She definitely didn't need much from us, but we're there to help whenever we could.
I think really without the artificial intelligence, this app really wouldn't be as impactful as it could be, because the big part is that a patient can in the photo see who that person is through facial recognition, or even in real life the particular photo. And so if I hadn't found this facial recognition and Kairos, really this wouldn't have taken off, and it's really the driving force behind Timeless, where I can actually take a picture of myself, or in real life this would be another person around the patient. This. And then, the Kairos side of the facial recognition will actually say, okay, this is Emma, your granddaughter, so that the patient can look at this and then actually recognize this person.
Emma's Timeless app is still in development, but since winning the $50,000 grand prize in a startup challenge co-hosted by Women Who Tech and Google, Emma can move to the next step, getting Timeless into the hands of patients.
In the beginning, it was just for me and my grandmother, I thought. But as this grew, I saw this feedback from online on social media and articles that this was actually an idea that a lot of people thought would be great for their families and people that they knew who had Alzheimer's, and which has been really motivating for me because it's not something that just for me, but for a whole community of Alzheimer's patients. And so that's what really motivated me, that people out there who could really benefit from this.
To see the quality and the thoughtfulness that Emma had put into her app was amazing if she had been a college student or a graduate student, never mind at her age.
While Emma may be a teenager with big dreams, don't let her age fool you. She believes coding can change the world, and with dedication like hers, she just might be right. Nina Edwards, CGTN, New York.